Hello, everybody. This is As and Gets. As and Gets it, gets you, gets us, gets everything. And as I say everything, I meant the world and positive pictures and things like that, writings on the wall, everything else. Everything's encoded, everything's coded with sub-universe and universal law and physicism and physics, vortexism, and defying physics is just the law of aggregation and aggravation. So, okay, let's get started, guys. I have something interesting to talk about tonight, so here we go. It's Words and Sentences by Azengids. So, celestial latitudes, ecliptic coordinate systems, and vernal equinoxes. Master Key scrapped God, life work of Hermes, and therefore, for Hermes' work of day and night, 7 days and night, and the first day God bestowed upon Hermes as humans in the making of his likeness. Comparative religions will be influenced and taught upon the Hermetic speakings and appearances and teachings and figuratisms. Fundamentals and basic teachings embedded in historic teachings of every race. We masters and personnel into personal areas of fluent diagrams and that have been given over to centuries and doctorians and authors of ages and eons. In wise counsel, one must see demand and accuracy first influence one follows gifts or knowledge and must learn to ingest diligence and abdolicancy and moralism so one cannot be influenced by corruption. We negotiations that will lead actions to that will lead to the order of surplus. We must have this to be able to stretch contour across time and is valuable on its own degree. We pertain that we stretch a day or two. Today's sheer influence of Aquarius age is creating enlightenment as to see what analyze you unleash on the animals when you can rate them instead of want to. If you look closely at your cat and dog or bird or lizard, animals can tell a lot by their eyes and how they glint and when they look at their iris and actually seeing the back and forth intelligent conversations through the pontostronic materialism effect. The wise counsel of animals decree that they don't like to touch you when your eyes become indistinct and indistinguishable and then incrucible. To that extent, they don't want like it when it sees corruption in the eyes of man. On a telepathic level with animals, they know to communicate the problems with our brain runs on high capacity of information. The thing is, we're not entirely in control of what we send out, so the animals don't understand it, and all it becomes confrontational challenge to the degree of intelligence. So the cause and alarm was sometimes panic leading up to a dog bite or horseshoe or a nip in the finger. The thing with kids in high school. We see teachers of an equal no matter what we see as many like you or degree and the hypothetations and theologisms. Depends on how you treat us as individuals. We run on higher intelligence because we have greater than brains and genes and bronze of our ancestors and mother and father by not 3 second mental values isosceles to the equal degrees. For example, if we were added a laser to a drill, wouldn't it be more powerful just the drill? Now, if you think you had to tree a house, wouldn't it be more besides give an auction and have better roof and place to dry? It'd be more useful. So why we're saying that teachers use simple solution to understanding complex situations basically should have depth teaching solutions to the example of simple minded features such as we personify with video amplifiers and audio solutions. By this degree, we have headphones and iPods, video game systems, so we have computers and devices capable of communicating complex problems to simple solutions. We have the cheat, but teachers come in their own respect, and then that's why our knowledge, because cheating is actually one of the side steps to the example of understanding the equalism figure of respect and equal values to it. As long as you understand how what could happen in the fundamental problems of cheating, and you can understand the way of the improvements of actual cheating, which is actuarial knowledge, which is the grad student. Because we love to teach ourselves and meet teachers' guides to new generation, that would mean we have advanced or more generation to attack areas by understanding it would be a text solution. Schools should agree on with their mind a partner and better ways to understand study and co-escalate to higher understanding of knowledge will satisfactory results and higher marks and graded test scores. Children show them as far as they learn, and that's simple. Insurance companies, just because you have so large and vast, let's say, not why not monopolies the whole grid? The whole insurance companies can raise standing credit rates, such as something like the 4301 value wise. I mean, basically, to where the credit would equal $3 economy, where one credit would equal 33.3%, or where the 3 would equal to 1, which would be the $4 if you estimate or underestimate. Basically, the message allows you to make it easier for creditors and customers to business flex and calibrate the rates and financial issue marketing as flexible as possible to long as we stay in the 431 margin and errors can be cleaned away. Also, things would move in a much faster percent rate opinion. That would make amount of money if you not make more. That's sometimes less is more. It's beneficial to the customer value portation of transportation society. Basically, if you're poor, then we can make solutions for you in a more equitable way that'll result in a better, more understanding and more methods of getting you back on your feet. So, such as the 431 method or margin, will actually help you out in the long term because that way you'll be able to have the estimate and be able to be the ratio of credit pertains to where you'll be able to equal math and be equal understanding, equal partnership, and equal grounds. To that honest agrarian opinion, we have gradual input of peaceful intention and beseechful economy solutions. Am I right or am I wrong? Also, the thing is, you would move much faster and the same amount of money, if not more, but also the same business customers will have money for a future expenditures ability to success. This will lead to hospitals being made in the healthcare system of young, old, young, middle classes and versatile as credential disease or reform at equal expenditure. As we helping the nation, it can be a globalized market, which we everyone agrees on. For everyone deserves to have a good health system. In this way, is everyone's equal, and so will bring us closer to world peace in the long run. World economies. We see the world as a treasure just waiting to be found. Am I right, or are you right? But I think if you there wouldn't be a better place starting with the health insurance and companies, wouldn't it? We would be healthier and world population would increase. Yes, I see the problems is, but idea why I cannot create something without a problem with the individualized participation that will inequalize the random vote to absolute figuratism. So why not to try to be absolute positivism, or the absolute treasure, or the long-term road effect? It makes sense because eventually we're going to terraform deserts and everything else, so the credit would actually retain them be too more perishable and more stanceable and make more sense in success and integrity. We would be in a healthier world population would increase. That's the problem, but I have an idea with to create something that she can live in the desert, water trains, live in sea areas. Again, we have the tech to do so. So another idea I was thinking that I learn terraforming the desert, but climate control areas as well. As we think of lake and the arches, the double helix design and pattern that they put in the arches, so we can create and control climate and give an architects and engineers ideas here, so we can you know where I come from. So open up a better avenues and trade, and they'll get through us. I'm seeing paper money has flaws in inflationism and certain monopolies too. And in fact, you can just trade and print an inflatable solution. Once again, you use the 431 idea, only you can make up to anywhere degrade design integrity. And it's flexible and dependable. For taxes could either increase or decrease without having to worry if they have the good move or not. The 431 margin fixes errors and exponential voids and misprints, misdivision, other problems. We're using the credit system, something simple but effective. We lose them, I write them, the taxes increase, then they're less problem than having paid for taxes. And if we wait for fair in the world in general, if we all agree on the center idea of what credit means, it would be effective in fixing the world's economy and bringing us a step closer to world peace. World voting systems. We see problems with voting every day, and that seems to be fixing the problem. But whether the votingness can be in the corruption in the corporation or selectors similar to this design or input method, individualism, mistakes, therefore misprints, typos, and acknowledging world leaders without information and credible individual value to pertain to the individual unit of the person's method additional awareness system. Basically, they don't have a signature on their print, a vote choice, and then electoral system goes into a downplay of being into a fraudulent illusion. But no offense, we have a fix for this though. That's why I'm saying the electoral college is obsolete right now, and everybody would agree with me. And this goes for anywhere basically that uses this effect. World voting system. We see this problem every day. Nothing seems to work fixing this problem. Whether it be misvotes, corruption, selected a smaller group to vote. Well, I think it's thinking we'll all end this. Communication given along state communication would think be easier to well respect. And by fixing the 430 system with the voters can computer or cell phone decide by registering the vote with that. Tech. Of course, we would probably have to use a supercomputer warrant to fend off contaminations and trickery, such as corruptions and immutable thoughts, patterns, and retrospect and criminal designs that are brushed because they want to vote for who would be the next line to be in our Congress or Senate or anywhere for that matter. Not saying that they're all negative, but some of them got there because of certain by stature effects. So that posihedral method would be decrease and downfall. But they'll get their own deserts of warrants and whatever not eventually. Because they understand that corruption won't win. That he loves to show. Anybody knows. But really, what is more peaceful? Actually, vote. Use like the system. Just have the wait line. Biggest problems is the way everyone waits and dislikes waiting. Especially when we're at age of making electoral college obsolete, then we have flaws for that too. I'm certain we should make it better. Must think better and agree upon better. Am I wrong? I dare you say I'm right or wrong. I dare you say I'm wrong. But I do like the fact when people debate on this brochure active idea of integrity.